Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Tara Tarot. I will be doing your month's reading, June 15th to June 30th reading rather, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Following this round of readings, I will be doing monthly readings for each sign. But I had finished off your last readings in the middle of June, so I wanted to finish out the month for you guys. So, as I had last time, I made sure to shuffle and pick the cards beforehand so that we could just jump right into the reading and we didn't have anything really blocking us. Okay, so I'll just jump into it. So the first card, I had asked what a theme was for the next 2 weeks. And the card that had come out for that was the Star. So the Star is representative of the sign Aquarius. Aquarians are very detached, but they are very humanitarian. They care a lot about people. They also rule over the 11th house, so they rule over, friends and acquaintances, large groups of people. They really want to help. So with this card, I feel like you're going to be in a place where you're going to be giving back, and you're really going to do a lot of inner healing, and that's going to be done by helping others. And this doesn't necessarily have to be, it could be also just being there emotionally for someone, but I feel like you're going to have a sense of accomplishment and a sense of feeling like you are able to heal someone as well. And by doing that, I think inadvertently you will end up healing yourself. But you're at a place where, when the Star card comes out, is like you're starting to feel really balanced and like you've reached a beautiful place and now things are starting to make sense. And with this card, I feel like, we have all these fish, they're like floating to the top. So we have like the element of water, we have the element of air, which is usually what Aquarians is like the water bearer, right? So the water bearer usually has the ability to spread the water, but she's holding the canister for it. So she's able to hold it and be detached from it. So it's the element of air and water. So I know, like, as a Sagittarius, you are a fire sign. It's likely that you're not the biggest fan of living so in your feelings in the water elements, You do well in fire, you do well in air, the masculine modalities. Now, or the masculine, I don't think it's modality, the masculine energies, but with the Star card coming out, and also the Star card is 8 in numerology, because it's the card 17, so 1 and 7, so it represents like a balance between the spiritual world and your physical world. So I feel like you're going to really start to balance those things out, and I feel for a lot of you guys, you've been struggling with feeling okay and with feeling like balanced in your life, and now you're going to start to feel that way. And I think a lot of you were feeling like you were starting to lose hope, or like things really weren't going to start to like make a turn, but you're going to see that change. Now, something unexpected that's going to come up for you guys, the card that came out was the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is representative of Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, so you could have a masculine sign of either Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your life. Or this could be that you're adopting this way of thinking, and in which case the King of Swords, especially specifically this card too, if you see these two ravens, if you know about Norse mythology talks about Odin had 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, and they were the informants, right? So they brought the information to Odin. And he was able to, he was the all-encompassing eye of knowing everything that was happening in the world. And if you see in these cards, this is the only king that lies upon a throne. And this king is very grounded because he has all of the information being given to him. If you also see there's so much space above his head, he's living a little bit in his head. It might be unexpected for you to be so logical or to spend so much time in thought. Because I do feel like you guys are thinkers, but you guys don't like to be held on to anything. Sagittarians, they are free-spirited. They don't like things that are holding them down. And I feel like you might feel held down by your emotions. Or, not your emotions, rather, your thoughts. Sorry. And I do feel also that it's a possibility that someone in your life, if it's not you that's adopting this, is forcing this onto you. They're forcing all of their information onto you, and they're making you really think. And you're able to do this with a very proud, detached nature. Everything you've learned from your past, you're starting to incorporate that so that you're not able to make those mistakes again. That's also the King of Swords is coming into this with new realizations about what they've accomplished and what they're able to accomplish and what they have done before that they don't want to repeat. So I do feel like you will have a lot of, you might feel like you keep going into the same patterns and you're not learning a lesson, and you might really feel within these next 2 weeks that you've actually learned a lot more. And I think those lessons are being dramatized to you. So you're really able to see that you actually are not the person that you were before. And that might have been something that you were scared of for a while. And now I asked something that would keep you grounded for the next 2 weeks. The card that came out for that was the Knight of Cups. So the King of Swords is extremely detached, right? The Knight of Cups is someone who's a romantic. He's very in his emotions. He goes after the things that he feels. He is quite literally searching for this golden cup. He's going after the emotions. He wants his cup to be filled. He's very in the arts. He's very into poetry. I think something that would make you stay grounded is being in this creative energy. And I think by staying in an emotional place as well, I think that it's very necessary for you to think a lot. And I think it might be unexpected how much time you'll spend in your thoughts. However, if you don't have that balance with placing your emotions as an importance in your life, or that balance of getting to do something creative and stay away from your thoughts so that you can just kind of have an outlet for that creativity and for that energy within you, then you're really going to start to feel a lot more balanced. And when you feel more balanced in your emotional life, and you're feeling more balanced in your spiritual life and your physical life, then everything starts to manifest. Everything that you've been thinking of that you want to happen for you is really going to start to bloom. And an important emotion that I feel that you guys are going to feel this week, the card that came out was the Page of Wands. So I feel like you guys are going to really just feel like you have to get going and you have to start moving on your plans. And you're really going to have this very positive energy, and people are going to want to follow you. And the Page of Wands is somebody who, has this idea and he goes after, and he might not have everything together, but he just starts working towards it regardless. And whether those things fail or not, he's so ready to go that everyone is behind him. And the page here is more of a princess. She's playing music, so she's very creative, she's very passionate. You might feel a lot of creative, passionate energy. Another thing with the Page of Wands is you may feel fleeting energy, fleeting feelings towards other people. You might have a lot of sexual energy coming your way. You might have, I don't want to say a lot of partners, but sexual opportunities that are arising for you guys that could also aid in your healing. And I feel it's going to be more fun. It's not going to be anything that's going to be, lasting in your feelings too much, but I think you're going to have a lot of positive energy that way, and people are going to be really attracted to you. And you're going to kind of be fighting the people off this month. Or at least the last 2 weeks of June. And I think that's something that you guys like. But yeah, another thing that will inspire you. The card that came out for when I asked something that's going to inspire you these next 2 weeks, or something that should inspire you these next 2 weeks, the card that came out is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about structures and about religions and about spiritual practices. And in the booklet for the Shadowscape, it tells this story of someone is speaking to, I think someone's talking to the caterpillar, right? So this caterpillar has a dream about flight. And he has this dream about flight because the caterpillar at one day will be a butterfly, right? So someone else, I think it was a salamander, the salamander comes and the salamander is asking, I want to dream of flight too. And the Hierophant says, I can't deny you of any of I can't deny you of the divinity that you want. I can't deny you of the messages that you seek. However, you both don't have the same path. So you can dream of flight, but that doesn't mean you can fly. Now, how does this pertain to you, and how do you feel that this can inspire you? I feel like you're going to communicate with a lot of people that are in power, or that are in a presence of maybe something that you want to do, and they're kind of telling you a lot of their stories, and I think you're going to gain inspiration through it. But I think by going in these directions, or by speaking to a lot of people about their life choices and their life path, you're going to recognize that their life path and your life path are two different things. And I think it's going to inspire you to work harder, because you're going to recognize that you're not the same people, so you're not going to go in the same path. You're not going to do things exactly the same way, because you're different. You're different species. I went to say that. You're different beings. You're not different species, probably, unless you're like comparing yourself to your dog, in which case, that's fine. I do that too. He's got a great life. He gets to sleep a lot. Yeah, but I do feel you're going to be really inspired by this. And I do feel also a lot of you, like I was saying earlier, you're going to feel a lot more balance in your spiritual life. So you guys might also feel inspiration to be more holistic, or to go to church, if that is, or to meditate, or to pray to whatever God or entity or universe that you want to speak to. Whatever spiritual practice that you hold, or that you feel that resonates with you, I feel like at this time you're going to, oops, sorry, that was in the way and I just noticed that. I feel like you're really going to seek that, and you're really going to go after it. And I think that that's really going to help you. It's going to aid in your progress, because when you feel spiritually balanced and you feel protected in the world, then your crown chakra, the top chakra, is balanced. And it's a lot easier to balance your other lower chakras when your crown chakra is already balanced. Another thing, just because I mentioned the crown chakra, is when that is unbalanced, a lot of times it is because we are overusing drugs or alcohol or sex. So if you want to also make sure to stay grounded and balanced in that way, I would recommend to make sure that you are not overindulging in it, because otherwise it makes you feel a little foggy. And when you're foggy, you're a little unbalanced, especially your crown chakra, because that means you're trying to run away from what's here. And I don't want that for you guys, because this is as hard as things can be sometimes, it's really a beautiful miracle that life is. And we should be celebrating that every day. Sorry for my rants with it, but I really do feel that way. So I like to give that notion of my thoughts for it. The next card, I asked how your spirit guides are going to communicate with you. So the Queen of Wands came out for that, and I do feel like they're going to communicate with you because they're going to put you in places of leadership, or places where people want to follow you. You might be in positions where people want you to give orders or be in charge, and you could see that they're aiding in this process when it comes up for you. Another thing is she's playing in here the harp. So it could be music. They could be talking to you by music. I would listen to a lot of signs within songs. So if you're listening to a song, or something just comes on the radio and you hear a line and it just so happens to be what you were thinking about, or some kind of confirmation for something, don't ignore that. Your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you through music. They also might be trying to communicate with you through animals, as we do see animals down here. So you might see that they are more drawn to you, or they're coming to you. And when that happens, just remember it's going to happen when you're in deep thought about something in particular, not when you're looking for it. It'll be one of those aha moments, you look up and you were just thinking about changing your job, and now all of a sudden this deer is looking you in the face, and you're like, why is there a deer in the middle of the road in the middle of the day? Something like that. It'll be more of you'll know it's a sign when it comes, but it will be surrounding music or animals, I really feel. And I feel like they're guiding you to be in a position of power, where you are very attractive right now, and where people really want to listen to what your orders are. And I do feel like they're going to guide you through this. So if you're someone that kind of wants to be a follower, just know that's not a Sagittarian's life. You might feel like that because you're not feeling as confident about your own abilities, but I'm telling you guys, you are not people who should just be in one place. Now, the next card, I asked how you could best support yourself this week, and the card that came out for that was the Two of Swords. So I do believe that you guys would benefit greatly by trying to get more information. Don't make decisions so quickly or harshly. I know you guys like to be very brash and like quick and spontaneous when it comes to making big life decisions sometimes, but I really think it would best support you to get all of the information that you possibly can and really recognize like what your heart's trying to tell you, because I think there sometimes seems to be a disconnect between heart and mind, and we want to emphasize the fact that if we listen to our heart but we also keep our emotions in check, then we're able to get to the Nine of Pentacles, and that was the bottom of your deck. So the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about wealth and feeling generous and feeling like your life is all coming together. And I really do feel like these next 2 weeks for you guys are going to bring a lot of positive changes, and a lot of things are starting to come your way, and you're really like shooting that arrow and going after it. And that's what you guys should be doing constantly. Like, you guys should be always in this energy, and it might be that we're still in Gemini energy, and we're both mutable right now, so you being in this mutable energy, I think, has helped you progress. But now, as we're going in towards Cancer, I think like your home life will become like a heightened aspect. But I think the next 2 weeks you're trying to balance out your spiritual and your physical life, and a lot of things I think are going to revolve around like healing, and I really think other people are going to help heal you, because there were the Aquarians here, and then this sign was Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Sorry. Then I do feel like it's also a possibility that you guys are dealing with an Aquarian at this time. There's a heavy emphasis around one being in your life, at least, and they might give you some kind of insight. This person also might be like your counterpart, because the Hierophant also speaks of union. And I'm not saying that you might go into union at this very moment, but I do feel like instances of that occurring. But a lot of things are going your way, and in your physical life, things are starting to really like flourish. So this is a very beautiful reading for you guys. I hope the next 2 weeks go by smoothly, and I will see you guys next month. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Sorry, I'm like kicking my things around. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the July reading. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful next 2 weeks. Bye, guys.